Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Yeah, Mr. Cash. May I have roll call, please?
Yes, roll call. Councilmember McCabe.
Present.
Councilmember Aguilar.
Present.
Councilmember Sicairos.
Present.
Acting Mayor Samra.
Present.
For the record, Mayor Soria is not in attendance, but his absence is excused.
Council, staff, any changes to the agenda? If they're not, we'll move on. Supervisor Rodrigo Espinoza had asked me to relay that he is on his vacation trip to Lake Tahoe, so he will not be in attendance today. And also, he was encouraged not to come, so. Not really, just kidding. Okay, staff reports, Chief? Mr. Cash? If you need to come to the microphone so we can get you on recording.
By the way, welcome to the city of Livingston. In the same.
How you guys doing tonight? My name's Randy Cash. I'm covering here right now behind our regular guys, the Captain Alvarez. Chief Carter should be en route. He said he was coming anyways, but I put together a little PowerPoint for us here. I can get someone to run this thing.
You stay with
Yeah, no worries. We can help you.
You don't go, you stay right here.
You're playing a hooky outside.
They said they didn't bring the clicker tonight.
You turned the cable come loose?
Yeah, está bien chañado.
No, it's gonna go. Don't worry, we have an IT person right here.
Oh, perfect.
All right, thanks, Chief.
All
So
right.
you're replacing Carter? Okay, great. Yeah, he's not that good. Ah, oh, my God.
Just in time. You want to
See what
take over,
happens when
Chief?
you get late?
I'm just getting warmed up. I warmed him up for you.
Thank you very much, sir. Good evening, council members, Mr. Mayor, citizens. Sorry for my tardiness. I had a little accident before I left the house. Well, I did have almost a little fire. But Barack Carter, Battalion Chief for Livingston Fire Department, with our monthly reports or our status. Next slide, please. So for the month of June 1st, July 1st, for the city incidents, we ran a total of 70 medical aids, 4 code blues, a total of 6 vegetation fires, 3 vehicle accidents, 0 vehicle fires, 1 structure fire, 1 debris fire, 1 alarm sounding, 3 public assists, and 0 hazmats in the city. For the county incidents, we ran a total of 15 medical aids, 1 code blue, 11 vegetation fires, 9 vehicle accidents, 14 vehicle fires, 2 structure fires, 2 debris fires, 4 alarm soundings, and 1 public assist. Those were all incidents within the county's response area. For our 2018 summary, we're at a total of 856 calls, which is up 6.5% from July 1st, 2017. Within the city, we're at 535 calls, which is up 24% from July 1st, 2017. And for the county incidents, we're at 321, which is down 18% from July 1st, 2017. Total response, PCF response to incidents was 70%, which is one of the highest response within the entire county. as well as PCF coverage for station coverage. We had basically 8.5%. We had 693 incidents within our response area, so taking out any assistance to our local neighboring communities, majority of our calls were here within our initial response area. Training for the month of June. For our paid staff, we did technical rope rescue with the Type 2 rescue right here, right at one of our neighboring communities in Delhi. So our goal is to ensure that all personnel within the battalion, especially here within the city of Livingston, that everybody has a clear understanding and can work off of the technical rescue equipment that's assigned to the rescue. For our volunteers, we worked with MasterStream. That's just being able to provide large amounts of water to suppress numerous types of fires. For our weed abatement, we're still working with Public Works to ensure that the weed abatements within the city are being completed, as well as in the surrounding county areas. We did our follow-up property inspections performed during the month for ongoing weed abatement problems. The weather is constantly hot and dry, so defensible space and hazardous reduction remains essential to maximize property preservation under fire conditions. Majority of the properties were within compliance after our first notice, so we figure out just communicating with the residents. Typically, most of them don't really understand what the issues are, but if we can communicate with them, we can abate most of the issues there. We're currently working on our pre-plans, and what this does is it clearly identifies all of our target areas within the city, as well as hydrants, water locations, canals, and we're getting all that information inputted into an iPad that will be uploaded, and then any fire apparatus responding within, coming to assist will be able to see where all of our hydrants are located, where our water canals are located, and then any hazards that we have. So when if we respond to an incident out at Falsa Farms, any specialized hazard that's involved with that response will clearly be identified on the pre-plan on their iPads. The fire boost, so we helped with the help of the volunteer staff. We performed the health and safety code and compliance inspections for all the vendors selling fireworks within the city limits. And then the 4th of July, we had the volunteer staff, 96 Truck 1, 96C1, as well as Engine 96 and Squad 96 to perform a standby annual safety standby for the 4th of July festival. We had the fire marshal come out to stand by as well for the inspection, and my understanding that there was no issues after with the setup and then the disposal of any ordnance that weren't that didn't detonate. So everything went good there. For a fire prevention reminder, so as we roll into the 4th of July holiday, the weekend's hot and dry, windy conditions. Once again, we're expected in the City of Livingston Fire Department is reminding everyone to do their part in preventing fires and injuries caused by fireworks. Parents ultimately are liable for any damage or injuries caused by their children using fireworks. Even safe and sane fireworks can be dangerous if used improper. Don't let a moment of entertainment turn into tragedy. So we want to ensure that the public understands that regardless of the type of fireworks, even though they're safe and sane, they're still dangerous, and that they just need to be sure that they're not allowing their children to utilize fireworks unoccupied. And then this one here is just a reminder that the only fireworks that are legal are the safe and sane fireworks. We like to encourage the community to have a bucket of water or a hose handy in case of a fire. Use common sense and keep a safe distance. Never attempt to relight or fix fireworks that didn't detonate. And sparklers, although they're very attractive and seem to be, the kids love them, it needs to be understood that they can reach as much as 1,000 degrees Fahrenheit. So they need to be ensured that, the parents need to ensure that the children are being monitored as they are using the fireworks. Yep. Any questions? Thank you.
I already asked you, Chief. Any other staff members? Mr. Ramirez?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mayor and Mayor Pro Tem and council members. There's a few items to report. One is we're tag teaming with the chief, and that's, you guys are very aware, and code enforcement, very aware of that encampment that's kind of aligned with 8th Street along the railroad tracks. And so the chief has made contact with the railroad police, and we're trying to get them to come out there, and I know that he's made contact with the folks that are there, and so we're taking the proper and the right steps in order to try to address that. I did receive a phone call from a previous council member outlining, letting us know about the situation there. Also got a phone call from representatives from the Livingston Farmers Association that they're worried because there's, once there's one or two, and then there's 3, 4, and then there's a lot of accumulation of items. In addition to that, council received a copy of this via email, and that's the Janus versus ASME decision. So we've been working closely with Jesse Ladd and our legal team on that, and making sure we take the proper steps there. The other thing is, the chief and I, we went out and we went to all 4 quadrants of the community, and we wrote down quite a bit of addresses and also abandoned vehicles. And when we talk about abandoned vehicles, there's 2 types of abandoned vehicles. Some are on private property, others on the public right of way. And so there's specific guidelines that we need to follow regarding depending on where it's at and whether or not it has the registered tags and so forth and so on. And then I also wanted to share that we had a dementia-friendly community event here not too long ago, and we're continuing to go take the next step with regards to that. And so Public Works is working with the police department and also the fire department in trying to get some training from the experts under that are part of the Alzheimer's Association. And as part of our ongoing commitment to continue to help our community in different aspects, this one is specifically related for DACA students. And so on the 12th of July here, which is a Thursday at 6 p.m., there's going to be Civic, which is the Central Valley Immigrant Integration Collaborative. They're going to be having a workshop here, so please get the word out. And we'll go from there. And then that's pretty much it. Unless council has any questions, let me know.
Council, any questions for staff? If not, Councilmember McCabe, any comments?
I'm sure everyone's going to talk about 4th of July, but once again, thank you to the 4th of July committee. They did a wonderful job. I had a great time at Bonda Night, which is always my favorite night. That means 4th of July to me. I attended 2 water meetings this month. I reached out to Mosquito Abatement District, and they've agreed to participate in our October 4th health fair. And I think that's all I have to report this time. Thank you. Then I did a little bit more outreach with the community this month. We got 15 different suggestions for the city, and so I took a meeting with the city manager, and we've been going over those, and it's something I look to do bi-monthly, is to try to foster a customer service-based approach to leadership within our city.
There's one other item regarding the MCAG money for the ramp.
Oh, didn't I announce that the last one?
I don't believe you did.
Oh, okay, well, great. You're the man.
No,
yeah. So MCAG, I was very excited. We approved $840,000 for the Winton Parkway over ramp project widening, and that's an exciting part of Measure V. Thank you for the reminder.
No problem. Mr. Aguilar?
Just like Councilmember McCabe said, great event, 4th of July. Very good job for the July committee. That's pretty much I have tomorrow. Everybody have a safe and fun 4th of July first day.
Mr. Escaros.
Just thank you all the volunteers at the 4th of July. Well, not to mention, well, the 4th of July committee, a lot of work goes into it, so. Not till you volunteer do you understand what, what it is out there, so thanks to everybody.
Just wanted to just remind council that these microphones are very powerful, so you can actually speak up to the mic from at least 12 inches, then the recording is really good.
Okay, for me, I just want to say dittos on our 4th of July event or July 1st event. Everybody did a great job, please, explorers, everybody was good. So we'll do it again next year. And that's all I have. We do not have any public hearings at today. We'll go to the citizens' comments. This section of the agenda allows members of the public to address the city council on any items not otherwise on the agenda. Members of the public, when recognized by the mayor, should come forward to the lectern, identify themselves. Comments are normally limited to 3 minutes in accordance with the state open meeting laws. No action will be taken by city council this evening for items which are on the agenda. This evening, members of the public will be provided opportunity to address the council as each item brought up. Does anybody have any citizen comment at this time? Please state your name and record for the record and name it for the record, and it's 3 minutes.
Sure. Good evening. Good warm evening. Luis Flores, 707 Almonwood Drive. I know a few years ago there was talks and some movement about getting a skate park in town, and I know there's been some development happening within the city limits, and I know some fees associated with that development was going to go into that skate park fund. The development is not where it should be, but there's stuff happening, so any update about that discretionary fund that's earmarked tentatively maybe for a skate park? Just any information would be good.
Mr. Flores, well, thank you for reminding us about that. I will, prior to the next council meeting, I'll certainly reach out back to you, and then I'll report out at the next council meeting, and to give you specific numbers and things of that nature.
So I've taken some basic meetings with Joey Chavez, who helped get the skate park over in Merced. And so they were able to find lots of creative funding sources. So those are approaches we're looking into possibly going after as well.
Any further citizens' comments? If not, the citizen comment portion is now closed. We'll go to the consent agenda. Items on the consent calendar are considered routine and non-controversial, will be enacted by one vote unless a separate action is requested by the city manager or city council member. There will be no separate discussion of these items unless the members of the city council or city manager request that a specific item be removed. Do we have any items need to be removed for discussion? If not, we have 4 items on the consent calendar. Item number 1, resolution initiating the proceedings and ordering the preliminary engineer's report for the annual levy of assessments for fiscal year 2018-19 for the citywide consolidated landscape and maintenance and assessment district. Number 1, approve the engineer's report for the district and appointing the time, place for a public hearing. Number 2, resolution is initiating the proceedings and ordering the preliminary engineer report for the annual levy of assessment of the fiscal year 2018-2019 for the Livingston benefit assessment districts. Approve the engineer report declaring the city's intent to levy assessments within such district and appointing time and place for the public hearing. Number 3, approve the minutes for meeting held on April 17, 2018. Number 4, approve the warrants dated June 28, 2018. At this time, I will entertain a motion.
Move to approve.
Motion by Councilmember McCabe. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Councilmember Sicados. May I have a roll call, please?
Okay, roll call. Councilmember McCabe,
Aye.
Councilmember Aguilar,
Yes.
Councilmember Siqueiros,
Yes.
Acting Mayor Samra.
Yes.
Motion approved.
Okay, going to the discussion of potential action item. Number 5, resolution accepting the completion of the industrial wastewater discharge station project, authorizing city clerk to file notice of completion with Merced County and authorizing the city manager to release payment and performance bond. And this item is being brought up by Mr. Mario.
I'll address it.
Okay,
Yeah.
Mr. Ramirez will address it.
Yeah. So, council, you might recall, we've been working with Foster Farms over the years. They've been discharging into our sewer system, and basically it's wash water from their trucks. And so, but because of that, because of what they were dumping in our system, we wanted to make sure that we were able to quantify it and also be able to release it periodically so that it wouldn't disrupt our good critters out at the wastewater treatment plant. So we teamed up with them. Foster Farms basically said that they would fully pay for this. And so we went out to bid. We've actually been holding on to a bid for a little while. And Rolf Construction basically accepted the same pricing. They finished the project. And so basically, what you have before you here is to authorize myself to release payment and performance bonds and make the final payment, retention monies for Rolf Construction.
This item is open to the public. Does anybody from the audience wish to comment? If not, this item is now closed to the public. Council, any comments or further discussion? If not, I'll entertain a motion at this time.
I move to approve the resolution accepting the completion of the industrial wastewater discharge station project, authorizing the city clerk to file a notice of completion with Merced County, and authorizing the city manager to release payment and performance bonds and make final payment to retention monies to Rolf Construction.
I have a motion by Councilmember McCabe. Do you have a second?
I second.
I have a second by Councilmember Aguilar. May I have roll call, please?
Roll call. Councilmember McCabe.
Aye.
Councilmember Aguilar.
Yes.
Councilmember Sicairos.
Yes.
Acting Mayor Samra.
Yes.
Motion approved.
Okay, moving on to item number 6 is the resolution opposing the inclusion of the citizenship question on 2020 census and supporting the state funding for local governments to complete the 2020 census. And who's, Mr. McCabe, I believe this is your item?
Just a little background. So the U.S. Census is coming out this upcoming year, and right now they have a U.S. citizenship question on it. Different groups are concerned that if they have that question, less people who are undocumented will acknowledge where they are with the fear associated with it. Our congressional representative and a lot of our different monies and funding sources come from having the actual population counts. So I would appreciate the council's support in approving this resolution so we can find out what the actual number of people are here in Livingston and make sure that everyone gets counted.
Okay, this item is now open to the public. Does anybody wish to comment? Please state your name and address for the record and limit it to 3 minutes.
Luis Flores, 707 Allenwood Drive. I completely agree. This resolution is awesome. It's great. I know Livingston has a reputation of being sort of the progressive nugget of the valley, so this would keep that in check. So hopefully we support it. Thanks.
Any further comments from the audience? If not, this item is now closed. Council, further discussion? I just wanted to make a comment. There's no way in heck that I would ever oppose this. The original 2020 census, not the original 2020 census, but the original census, all that was supposed to do is count the number of heads. It didn't matter anything other than, hey, in this area within the United States, we have X number of people. That's it. Status was never mentioned. And this is all, everything's starting to become political, but all we want to do is go back and say we have X number of people within the city of Livingston, County of Merced, state of California, or the U.S. That's all we should have to worry about. And thank you, Mr. McCabe, for bringing this forward. At this time, I will entertain a motion. Mr. McCabe?
I move to approve a resolution opposing the inclusion of the citizenship question on the 2020 census and supporting state funding for local governments to complete the 2020 census.
I'll second.
I have a motion by Councilmember McCabe and second by by Councilmember Sicairos. May I have roll call, please?
Okay. Councilmember McCabe.
Aye.
Councilmember Aguilar.
Yes.
Councilmember Sicairos.
Yes.
Acting Mayor Samra.
Absolutely.
Motion
Yes.
approved.
Okay, Council, any further discussion? If not, we are in adjournment. Have a good-
Broke the record.